I'll tell you what. Oh, let me start. It's not an I tell you what start. It's a welcome to Planning Traffic, folks. Today's episode's coming from Cumming, Georgia. You know I do street art. I wouldn't really consider that something I would document if I wasn't just standing here already for another reason. Infrastructure. Today's episode's about infrastructure. Let's put the word on there. There it is. And look, it's something that's very important, right? I mean, and updating it and keeping it fresh and safe for everyone using it. This bridge here just happens to be in the location where I'm shooting today, filming over this creek. We're going to establish what all this nature is, maybe what this road is. Infrastructure is today's topic. Sounds boring. Okay, we'll stop with infrastructure. So, yeah, this is the first time, and probably, I gotta see, documenting on my YouTube channel, the just absolute joy that I get when I see a covered bridge. And you're like, well, where's the cover at? Here's where the cover's at. Okay, now it's just a matter of what angle is going to be the best. But covered bridges, and that's a thing that I definitely cover on my channel. And I'm here today, and this is POOLE'S Mill Covered Bridge. We're going to check into the history, and more importantly, we're going to see it from so many different angles. This just being one of them. And learn about its history. And I love covered bridges. Covered them up in PA, covered them down here in Georgia. Even saw one on the way out to St. Louis one time. Love them. So on today's Planning Traffic, nature and the covered bridge meet for one spectacular episode. Actually glad I had access with the one wheel, because I do love riding it. And nice little asphalt path here, a little flight of steps to carry the one wheel down to get to the bridge. I see a security fence up here. That's usually not something that I like to see, but there is one nonetheless right along the side of it, going up against it. I see. Okay, never mind. But let's see what's going on here at the POOLE'S Mill Covered Bridge. There's your marker, historical marker. Yeah, Cherokee Chief George Welch. Okay, constructed the original one on his home place circa 1820. Woo! An uncovered bridge at the time. Okay, then let's see what else. Well, I'll let you read it. Yeah. So it burned. So that's the one thing about right away when you see covered bridges. There's usually some type of renovation. This is not going to last the test of time. The wood. So there's going to be a point where they do replace it. The present 96-foot structure was built in 1901. There was a fire in 1959 with the mill burning. So, you know, put all those things together, and I'm going to say, I think there was an additional renovation. I'm going to look into that. But it's history. Cherokee Chief George Welch, it was his property. And make sure we note, with the 1838 removal of the Cherokees, the land was sold to this guy. Purchased it from Scudder's family in 1880. Okay, well, I know you know how to read. Okay, back to the important thing, is the beauty of it all. See if we can get a couple good angles on it and see what's going on with the interior of this, the POOLE'S Mill Covered Bridge. So despite the renovation or restoration that they needed to do because of the fire in 1959. In the mid-90s, structurally, and I'm going to show you now what I think that was probably. So this, the framework, the lattice style of this covered bridge is probably the actual, do I dare say from 1959? I don't know, because this structure itself that's keeping the the foundation of it is what really was renovated in the mid-90s. You can only imagine. So this is a tributary here, this creek here. I'll put the name of this creek, a tributary of a bigger waterway. But man, it makes me wonder. We had, when I say we, the Atlanta metro area had a devastating flood. I feel like it was in 2005. I have to check that again. I've done videos on it. I can only imagine the level, because they literally got 18 inches of rain in 24 hours. And I can only imagine how high that went and potential damage. But I'm going to say maybe this is the actual structure of it. From 1959, this was restored in the mid-90s. But yeah, let's go take a look on the bridge. So I've had multiple rides on covered bridges, and they all are it's like surfing. It makes me think that, yeah, this wood is the wood from the late 50s. Ooh, baby. Let's hit the brakes on that. Yeah, the late 50s. I guess I could have rode right up the middle, but I always noticed the covered bridges always have, I guess there was a point where they did use this for cars or vehicles of some sort, and this might have been for the tires on your car, maybe. Look at that. But yeah, not the first covered bridge that I did the old wander through with the one wheel. And I could only hope it won't be the last. I really hope that. Let's see what we got over here. So yeah, Pool's Mill. Let's go back to George Welch's mill. So its foundations are on the opposite bank of the river. So we'll go take a peek and see if we could see that. That's what it looked like back then. Because this waterway, it does turn into some waterfalls over here, which I'm sure was definitely conducive to operating a mill. But we'll go see. He said the opposite bank of the river, so let's go see if we could get a peek at that. Yeah, so here goes the actual water. They use the mill for this. It's rushing pretty good all the way from left to right. Trying to protect some privacy with these little kids, but they say the foundation is on the other side of the bank. And you also have a lot of this spot here is also fenced off for whatever reason. But anyway, yeah, this is it. This is where the mill was, right in this general vicinity right here on the other side of the bank. All right, there you have it. Look at that pretty bridge. All 96 feet of it. 96 feet. Oh man. So the historical part of it is like it's like kind of like I can't escape it. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, the credit goes out to covered bridges. I love them. I think they look great. I really do. Look at me trying to follow it. But yeah, I really dig them. And this will be, I don't know how many I've been at. I've been at some that this would go on a list of ones that you can, is only pedestrian at this point. And many of them, there's been a couple I've been on that I documented. I jumped on my one wheel. It was busy. A lot of them, I don't think I've ever been on one that was two-way. I mean, I've been on them that go in either direction, but it's always single lane. You got to enter at your own risk. Anyway, yeah, Pool's Mill Covered Bridge. I'll see if I can find a foundation of that. I get the general idea of where the mill would have been. And it was a cotton mill, and then of course with the influx of poultry, the cotton mill became extinct because you could make more money on your land with that. So yay for that. Hey. All right, folks, that's probably going to about do it. Let's flip one more time. There you have it. Very, very pretty. And apparently it's a very enjoyable spot for getting wet over there. We're 75 degrees and sunny here in Georgia today. And yeah, nice little spot. Plenty of parking here. We're in Forsyth County. Pool's Mill Park. Come on down, check it out. Check out this wonderful bridge. Yeah, so they got the gate, a gate here anyway. Because so there was absolutely a point where this was. I'm gonna check in do some research when this road was actually, and when the bridge was the last time was taking vehicle traffic. Because now it's a pedestrian bridge, as you can see. The bridge is closed. It says to traffic, and this road here leads right down to Pool's Mill Covered Bridge. I'll just show it to you from a distance. Nice little playground on the side over here. Like I said, plenty of parking. Yep, right on down to the bridge. So there was a point where this was for traffic. Not now, but I'll check. We'll see. Okay, yeah, I can't, look, I gotta say, I got the squirrel bait shirt on. Shout out to squirrel bait. Shout out to anyone that was in squirrel bait. And shout out to all their fans. And me being one of them. Yo, I was at a Foo Fighters concert. This was going back a ways. I don't know, let's just say 10, 15 years, maybe more. But anyway, Foo Fighters show. And there was squirrel bait on in between bands right before Foo Fighters went on. Squirrel bait. My favorite record was oh God, I gotta put a picture up of the record. It wasn't Skag Heaven. I'm not saying Skag Heaven wasn't a great record. It wasn't. But the one that had I gotta stop. Hammering So Hard. Oh my God. And that Sun song. The whole record was great. Anyway, yeah, shout out to Squirrel Bait. Now I know why I couldn't come up with the name of that Squirrel Bait record, because it didn't have a name. Yellow cover. I'm going to put a picture of it. 1985 EP. It actually ran 17 minutes in length. And it was, and you know what? 17 minutes in length, and guess what? I got about 45 years worth of enjoyment out of it. A little over 40. All right, folks, have a great day. Pleasant tomorrow. I'll see you next episode.